All right, all right. So let's check this out. Let's go ahead and check this out. What I have here today is the HK VP9 chambered in 9 millimeter. It also does come in 40, but I decided to keep a 9 because majority of my pistols are 9. So I thought it would be, I guess, beneficial and smart to keep it in the same family. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Now, I know you guys are probably expecting a unboxing video and getting all the specs and all kind of stuff like that, but I guess this is more of a persuasive video more than an informational video. And I'm gonna tell you exactly why I like the HK VP9. I actually love it. I'm gonna give you all the pros and cons to this gun, and hopefully you guys can make a decision on whether or not you want this gun or not. The HK VP9 is different from a lot of the other HK models because HK was known for making predominantly all metal guns. And then they decided to, I guess, throw a wrench in their engine in a good way and be bold and make a polymer framed handgun. Okay. If you think about the majority of the HK pistols that they have out there, they are all metal. Okay. Steel slide, steel frame, anything that you could think of else, it would be steel. Okay. So let's start from the top and then work our way down. I'm pretty sure that you guys already know about the specs to it. I have mixed feelings about the sights because of the fact that, first of all, there's two things that I have to have with sights. Okay, they have to be metal. I prefer for them to be 3-dot sights. It doesn't really matter the size of the sights, and I prefer for them to be night sights. Now, these met my qualifications in 2 areas, but well, 3 areas if you want to be completely honest. But the only thing that threw me off was the simple fact that you have to charge these to get them to glow. Now with my Glock, I had to change out the sights because they were the U-dot plastic sights and they did not glow in the dark. But I went ahead and got those changed out and put True Glow night sights on them, and they work great. These glow bright once they're charged up, so I have no problem with that. But it's just the fact that they run out probably 5 minutes after, and that's not really a good thing. I prefer to carry this during the daytime than at night. So I'll carry my Glock at night and carry this during the day. I mean, that's just what it is. Okay. The slide I actually love. It has front serrations and rear serrations, and in the very back, there is a polymer piece that is back here. Kind of wonder why it's loose now. It wasn't loose before, but it's okay. It's okay. Makes it easier for press checks up here. If you want to do a quick reload, these serrations are actually deep, and they catch your hand really good. Not too aggressive to the point where they cut and peel off skin and then you find out that you don't have fingerprints anymore. But these work really great. These are well designed. They're at a slight angle, right? Nothing too fancy about that, but they work. They work really good. Okay. Now, in the back, go ahead and slide that forward. I kept this cocked back to let you guys know that it was empty. Safety check. I know we're about 4 minutes in and I'm just now doing a safety check. But anywho, all right. Now, there is a cocking indicator in the back. It is not the same thing as a chamber indicator. Of course, the chamber indicator is right here. it sticks out probably a 1/16 of an inch, if that, when it is loaded. And the red is right up there. All right. Now, this is a cocking indicator. I really like this. Now, a lot of people will complain and say, oh, well, that red is kind of throwing me off from the green, and I don't really like that because it's really distracting. I mean, if you train and really prepare yourself and try to learn to ignore it, it's not that big of a deal. I think some people just like to nitpick overall. It's not that big of a deal, I promise you. That just lets you know when the trigger is ready to be pulled. I love that. That's pretty cool to me, actually. I think there's certain Walter guns. I think the Canic VP9 has that, if I'm not mistaken, and I think it may be a few other ones that I can't think of right now that have this same feature. Okay, now let's move on down. It does not have a manual safety. It has a trigger safety and a drop safety. So something has to be pressing up against this flush to get that trigger to move back. Okay. Even if you throw it out the window and it hits concrete, it will not go off. Okay. You have to be doing something very negligent to get this gun to go off. Okay. Like playing with the trigger while it's loaded. That's the only way that it would go off. Has a breakdown lever, sort of like the Beretta M9. Picatinny rail. You can add lights, lasers, different accessories. If you wanted to add a knife, or for God knows whatever reason, a front grip. I've seen some people put a front grip on their pistols for whatever reason. I guess just for fun. If it's for fun, then it's understandable. Let me save that trigger for last, because I got a lot to say about that trigger. The grip also gave me mixed feelings. It's not as aggressive as I would like it to be. It does fit in the hand very well, though. I have no problems with that. Naturally, when you pick it up, it just fits and conforms to your hand. I have no problems, zero problems with the finger grooves, right? They just fit. Once you wrap your hands around them, they're just there. Okay. There's no space. There's no extra air. There's no, I guess, wiggle room. It just fits. Okay. Now, also, the thing that people love about this gun is that it's fully ambidextrous. You have an ambidextrous slide release. Okay, you have one on this side, and you have one on this side. Okay. Now, this is a little bit longer than the other side, which makes it a little bit easier to drop that slide, but on either side, it's pretty easy. It's not hard at all. On this particular gun, I've seen with a lot of HK models, or a few, I'm not going to say a lot, let me not lie. A few HK models, they have a paddle magazine release, and I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't realize it until I got home. I seriously did not realize that until I got home with it. And I was like, that is so cool. Because 9 times out of 10, when you pick up a pistol, majority of them have a magazine release button here. Some of the older models of guns that guns that are not really popular or known or heard of have a magazine release button down here, or like a little lever that drops the magazine. Okay. Now, what else do I want to talk about? Of course, that Picatinny rail, trigger guard has a pretty good amount of space right there. I could fit another finger in there if I wanted to. Okay, that's what she said. I could fit another finger in here if I wanted to. It's plenty of space, even if you have gloves. Of course, it's going to take up about that much more space with gloves. So even if you wanted to put on gloves and put 2 fingers in there, you could still do that. Has adjustable back straps and palm swells. I really like that. That was pretty cool. I don't see too many guns with um, palm swells that come with it. So that was pretty cool. I thought that was really nice. What else am I missing? And not really going to get into too much with the barrel. God Rod has a single spring. It jumps back on target tremendously well. Okay. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, the magazines. Almost forgot. It comes with 2 15-round magazines. Okay. So this is the thing that kind of threw me off, but really didn't matter to me. This is the same exact size as a Glock 17. Okay. Now I'm comparing that specifically to a full size 9mm Glock because they're both 9mm. This is 9mm. Glock 17 is 9mm. This holds 15 rounds. The Glock 17 magazine holds 17 rounds. I kid you not, I've seen many videos where they did a gun review on this and they flipped about that. I mean, they sat there and talked about that thing for at least 5 minutes out of the video of how great Glock was because they can. And I'm not down in Glock. I like Glock. They have some pretty phenomenal guns. Okay, but they really chewed on HK for a good little minute because of that. It didn't really bother me that much because it's 2 rounds or 4 rounds if you want to count these total, and that can make a big difference in self-defense or in competition, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so it wasn't that big of a deal to me. Now, these are a little expensive. I think these go anywhere from $40 to $50. Do they have 17-round magazines for the HK VP9? Yes, they do. Okay. These work great. I've had no problems with them, no failure to feed, no misfire, no stovepipes, nothing. Okay, overall, this gun is great. I love it. I would highly suggest people jumping onto it. Now, it is a bit pricey, brand new. It's about, I want to say about $680. That's what I want to say. I found a great deal on mine. So I think I only paid about $550 for mine after tax. Got it at a very, very good deal. So everything works perfect on it. Now, my personal opinion over the gun, it definitely gets a 9 out of 10 for me. Simply because it works great, it looks great, and it feels great. It's reliable. It's easy to manipulate. There's not a whole lot that you have to change around to get it to fit the way you want it to. Okay, you shouldn't have to go out there and buy a $600 or $700 gun and then turn around and have to buy 15 different parts just to get it to fit right. Now, the only thing that I have a problem with is the sights. Now, the grip, I'm okay with. It's just not as aggressive as I'm used to. Okay, so this still is okay in my opinion. Definitely gets a 9 out of 10 in my scorebook. Yeah, I have no complaints about this. This is the HK VP9, ladies and gentlemen. Now, would I suggest going out there and buying one? Absolutely. Now, if you want a really good gun, this is the one to go to. Like I said before, it's definitely not budget friendly. You will spend about at least probably $600 to $700 on one, brand new. Do they have them out there used for a lot cheaper? Yeah, they do. Is it worth it? Heck yeah. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I had no problem with these. These are very, very fun to shoot. Very, very accurate. Um, the trigger is probably one of the most phenomenal things about this gun. It's so smooth. It feels like it has 3 pounds to it. Okay, it really does. It feels like a 3.5 trigger pull. Um, I know with most striker fired pistols, the pounds per square inch on the trigger might be anywhere from 5 to 6.5 pounds. But this feels really light, it's really smooth, it's really crisp. It has a very definitive wall, and the break is great. And I've had zero problems with it. So hopefully in the near future, I will get a chance to show you guys exactly what this gun is capable of. Of course, I can't have target practice in my house because I will get arrested in the state of North Carolina for doing that. And plus, that's just too many holes to patch up. Drywall can be expensive. Plus the plaster that goes with it and everything like that. The molding or whatever you want to call that stuff. Nobody has the money for that. I'm broke. But that's it, guys. I would highly suggest any and everybody jumping onto this because it is a phenomenal gun. Like I said, it was just my personal preference on everything. Definitely a 9 out of 10 for me. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys could say the same thing. This is your boy, the Art King. I hope you guys have a blessed day and be better than yesterday.